Don't touch my hair. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl ShauntiaNichole back with another one. Today's video is just going to kind of be like an impromptu video of our travels here in Aruba, which is where we currently are now. By the time this video drops, we won't be there. We'll be back in the States. But we just kind of wanted to give a few tips, I guess, or pros and cons, and just some basic information that you would need to know if you were interested in booking a trip to Aruba, because it's beautiful here. And he'll have to get more into detail because he booked everything and did everything, so I don't know all the details, but we kind of just want to just let you know a little bit about Aruba. And like I said, like where we stay, we did an Airbnb. They got resorts, they got hotels. We want to talk about, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, like different parts of Aruba, like if you were interested in staying in certain areas, like what we thought was best for us, and then what could possibly work for you, the weather, the people, the money, the cost, you know what I mean? Like we just want to kind of get into detail, as much detail as possible about this trip. So one of the things that I did want to talk about, what do we want to talk about first?
The difference between the people who are natives on this island.
Oh yeah. Versus what, us tourists? Or
what we think everybody is either Venezuelan.
Venezuelan.
Or yeah, that's the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Venezuelan, or people think they're Arubian.
Mm-hmm.
Here on this island is just two native ethnic groups, which is Arubians and Venezuelans. It is a big difference. We experienced that by just sightseeing and doing a little shopping and interacting with Venezuelan people and Arubian people, and we seen for ourselves immediately a big difference.
Yeah.
Here on the island, Venezuelan people really don't take to Americans. They not warm welcome.
Kind of rude to us.
They're not open
honestly.
with
Some, not all.
Yeah, they don't accept you with open arms here. Your Arubians are the nicest people ever on the island. They treat us like we was family. Every Arubian we encounter, they was all nice.
Informational with us, like giving us pros and cons also, and just letting us know about their culture versus the Venezuelans, or Venezuelans, however you pronounce it. So that was one of the bigger things that we did notice as soon as we got here, like, and checked in and actually ventured off. We noticed like we got a few rude people, which we see in the States, so it's nothing we're not used to. And then people, the Arubians, it's a big difference, but they all look alike, so it's kind of weird, right? Like, you couldn't really, I don't know the difference.
They all look alike until you speaking to them, then you can tell the difference. In my opinion, Arubians are more Americanized than Venezuelans. You can just tell Arubians interact with Americans a lot more than Venezuelan people do. They kind of stick to themselves. They kind of here on the island, they got their area where they just hang out. Actually, it's a few bars here, a few places and restaurants and bars here that they won't even serve tourists. If you're not a local, you will not get served, no matter how much money you want to spend. So it kind of gets that bad in certain areas when it comes.
Which we didn't experience, by the way.
Right, we didn't, but we was told by people that live here on the island that it will be some bars and some restaurants that you go to that's off outside the resort area that might not serve you as a tourist. They only serve locals. So that's pretty like a whoa factor for me.
Yeah, that was something different. Okay, another thing that we noticed here is that U.S. money versus florins. That's what Arubian money is called. Our money is what, half of their money?
Oh yeah, pretty much.
So, example.
For example, if something is $99 florin, it might be, what is it, $46 US.
Mm-hmm. So for us, it's cheaper here to do certain things, like to shop, kind of, because they'll have their price, and we're assuming this is how much it is. We get to the register, and it's way cheaper because it's half for us because we paying in American dollars. Versus if we go to the ATM and take out florins, which we did do that a couple of times just to see how the transactions would go. And plus, I wanted to bring back some of their money. It costs a little bit more for them. Like, they pay more here, and it was cheaper for us. But overall, it was still kind of costly here, right?
Yeah, that's a little tricky situation right there, because spending money out here while you're out here, like shopping and going out to eat, it's expensive along the resort areas. But if you go to the outskirts, where it's like the locals and it's your traditional Venezuelan and Aruban people, it is a lot cheaper. But here along the resort, just to give you guys a heads up, anybody who want to come and visit here, you're going to spend quite a bit of money shopping on the resort area, in the resort area, which would be like your Marriott, your Hilton Resort, your Renaissance, that's in Eagle Beach. And by the way, it's 2 beaches. So you got Eagle Beach and you have Palm Beach.
And where are we at?
We're in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
So Palm Beach is for your, I would say for your younger crowd, and they got a lot more resorts. And it's just for the younger people. If you're a young couple, you might want to do Palm Beach.
Because that strip, it's like a lot of drinking and
right.
You smoke cigars.
Right.
And restaurants with more drinking. Karaoke is more for like a younger group, whereas Eagle Beach was more bougie, uppity for like older or like, I don't know, us, we're 30, so 30 and up, I would say, with a little bit more money. Even if you don't have money, I'm just saying it's more fancier down there. They got like Louis Vuitton, Versace, Gucci, Prada, like all those stores are literally on that strip, whereas in Palm Beach you don't have like, though you got like just restaurants, but it's just bars and food, you know what I mean? But there it was the fancy stores and then a few bars, some food, and then you can buy like a little bit of souvenirs there. But on Palm Beach you can buy way more souvenirs. Like there's a little booth somewhere with people selling souvenirs and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing to know. There's a difference. There's Palm Beach and Eagle Beach. Another thing, like I said, it's more of a upper bougier vibe, and then now here's more chill on Palm Beach. But we lived here in Palm Beach, but we actually ventured off into Eagle Beach just to go see what it was all about. And we actually prefer next time when we come to actually stay in Eagle Beach, but if we want to come down here and drink or have a good time, we'll come down here but go back to Eagle Beach, because it was just more quiet and reserved, which is really quiet in Palm Beach too, don't get me wrong, but it was just more our vibe down in Eagle Beach. That was all. What else did we want to, let's see. Oh, okay. What is this? South Beach, almost the same as Palm Beach, literally right across. What else? South Beach?
Yeah.
South Beach? Did we go to South Beach?
No, South Beach is just it's pretty much is Palm Beach.
Okay.
South Beach is just on the south end of all the resorts.
Okay, and tell them how long this island is total. Like, it's not a really huge
it's only
place.
20 miles long. The island is only 20 miles long.
So
you drive 20 miles, you get from the top of the island to the bottom of the island 20 miles, and that's it. That's how big the island is. So
really small. Like,
it's
from
really not a big
Palm
island.
Beach to Eagle Beach, it took us what? Not even 10 minutes.
Nah, it probably was 5 minutes.
Yeah, and it's a straight shot everywhere you go. The streets here are a little different, and they do have cars where they drive on the right side and on the left side, so that was pretty cool to watch. And the way their streets are set up, he drove, so you got to tell him about the streets.
Oh, that's funny. The streets,
and the way they drive, it's like,
how can I start? Like, they kind of got like self-made back roads that goes through the desert area and through woods, but
roads.
When we on that, what is that? GPS, it actually takes us on these dirt roads that's really not a road. It's like no construction was laid down, no concrete was laid. None. It's literally
like
you go driving through the desert and through woods, and then it puts you on an actual concrete road. And that was kind of weird. And it was something different. I tell you that, it was definitely different.
Yeah,
but we had no problems.
It was like going through a safari, real rocky, a bunch of trees, and just every type of thing, right?
Right. So that was a little different, but we had no issues. One thing I can say before we move on, Aruba is the safest island based on reported crimes.
Yeah.
Aruba is the safest island in the Caribbean, and you can look that up. I looked it up, and I was told that. Then I looked it up, and Aruba is the safest island in the Caribbean, by the way. So when you get here, you would notice that a lot of people are just friendly. It's a really family net here.
And they know the difference between their kind and tourists. They definitely notice the difference between their own and us.
And so any like crime or theft or anybody like messing with you or anything like that, pretty much not going to happen here at Aruba, because these people here do protect the tourists, because their economy and they source of income depends on tourists. So here the locals really do take care of the tourists. So I just want to let you guys know that for anybody who want to come to Aruba.
Okay, so another thing that I wanted to mention was like once we got through customs and we got here. Okay, so we did an Airbnb because I personally hate hotels. So we did an Airbnb, and then for a lot of other reasons, we wanted privacy and we just wanted our own. We didn't want to be in a resort. Not that we don't care to be around other people, but we just kind of wanted to just be together in a home, you know what I mean, separated from everybody. But the difference between the resorts and where we staying is some of the resorts, some of the beaches, it's exclusive only to the people that live in the resorts, but
right.
You still have other beaches that you can go to. Like we went to Baby Beach, and it was so beautiful. The water was beautiful. So you can go to certain beaches, but more so close to the resorts, those are exclusive to them only that's staying there on the resort.
Yeah, it's just it's very few. It's not all of them are not like that. It's just very few. I know the Flamingo Beach, which is actually a separate island. You have to take a ferry to get to that island. It's like a 5-minute ferry ride to the Flamingo Beach. That is a private island and a private beach. You can't just take a ferry and just walk on the beach unless two ways you can do that. You either a resident, a resident there at the Flamingo Resort, or you have to pay like I think it's like $50. I'm not sure. You guys have to look that up. Google that, but I know it's a fee. If you don't stay there at the resort, you have to pay a fee to walk the beach, and I think it's like $50 or something like that, maybe a little bit more. And and it's like 2 other resorts here. That's I think the Renaissance has a private beach. You have to be a resident at their resort, and it might be one more location I can't remember. But most of the beaches, no, you can just walk on it. So. And the beaches that are private, they nowhere near in the areas that you're gonna probably be at and hanging out or exploring or sightseeing at anyway. So
yeah. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that when you come here, I would recommend that you rent a car like we did, and it was not expensive. We got like one of the cheapest cars because we just need to get from point A to point B because we wanted to explore more, because we went to Cabo last year and he paid for so many taxis and it was just so expensive, and it was like paying for all them taxis. Sometimes you just want to be spontaneous and get up and go somewhere or explore somewhere, and it's like paying and waiting for taxis. It costed him way much more money than it should have. So this time, it cost way much more money than it should have. So this time around, he rented a car and they filled the tank. And then the cool part about it is, once you touch down, you get out of customs and you come up, you get your suitcases. There's a bunch of car rental places literally right across the street from the airport. Like, there's literally a strip of rentals that you can go to and get a car, a truck. You can get whatever you want. So that's what we decided to do, and it was cheaper for us. We haven't put gas in that tank, and we've been here since Friday. Today is Tuesday, and we've literally been all around the island in that car, and we haven't put any gas, and it was just cheaper for us to just rent a car. You get that money back, right? Your deposit back once you turn the keys in.
For the rental?
Yeah.
No, actually I didn't put down a deposit for the rental.
Oh, you didn't have to? Okay, so that
was a different thing too. In the States and Enterprise,
yeah, you just gotta put down.
You gotta put down the $200 deposit on top of what your rental costs. Here, you pay for your rental. Now it is the difference between here and the States renting a car is, the reason I didn't have to put down a deposit is because I paid an extra $150 for total bumper to bumper insurance on the car. So any accident, anything, if the car gets stolen, they 100% will cover everything. So I think it sounds like it's a lot, $150 extra on top of paying for the rental, but it's definitely worth it because these people out here cannot drive.
They drive.
We actually seen an accident.
Yeah, we did.
On one of the busiest intersections here.
Yeah, they drive different.
And it was like it's just crazy here. They do a lot of cutting you off or jumping in front of you. They don't signal here.
And their streets are different. We're used to stop signs, yield signs, lights.
They just got
a lot of roundabouts. Yeah,
that's how they keep the flow of traffic going.
And some people in the States don't know how to drive through a roundabout. So just imagine being over here, like their laws and stuff. It's just different than what we're used to. So you gotta be cautious when you are driving, and do get insurance because you definitely
would need it out here. And
for sure something you might.
And the way they drive, it was definitely worth me paying $150 for the bumper-to-bumper insurance on the rental.
So what else? I think we pretty much covered everything. Oh, the weather here is beautiful. I mean, it's been 82. It didn't go no higher than 82, and it's very windy here. Like if y'all hear the wind, it's very windy, but it's like it's a real nice breezy wind. Some days it can be a little warmer, but overall, especially at night, it gets so just the breeze feels so good. Like the weather was really nice. And
it don't rain here really. It probably rain like 5 times out the year.
It rained once, right?
Yeah, it rained
like
while
2 seconds.
For 2 seconds, but just to give you guys a heads up, it really doesn't rain in Aruba. Like I've been told by locals, it probably rains here 5 times out the whole entire year. Out of 12 months, it probably rains.
365
Yes,
days.
it probably rains 5 times. So that's another good thing. It's a little windy here too, but it's not a bad wind. It's like a wind that works for this environment.
Yeah.
For the being on the island, if that makes sense, and being off the ocean.
Yeah.
And being on the island, the wind it fits just right with the environment. So it does get a little windy, but it's not nothing that's overwhelming or anything or ruin your trip or anything like that.
Yeah. So
the food.
Oh yeah, I mean they got a lot of American food, of course. I don't think we really ate anything like that was of here, because when I even asked the lady at customs when we got here, like, what are you known for? She was like, everything. She's like, seafood, like burger, like whatever. Like they eat everything. They don't have one set thing that they're known for. So I don't think we really.
Now I can't say
anything that we never.
I can't say buying food here at restaurants is pricey.
Yes.
I would tell you that buying foods and drinks here in Aruba is expensive. What was we went to a place called what was that
Smoky
place?
Joe's?
Smoky Joe's. The
Fire.
food was good, great.
Fire.
I mean, a burger and fries, $25.
Yeah. And
$25.
Our drinks, because I need drink.
They didn't even include the drink. $25.
Because he loves to over tip.
The burger was huge, but it was the fact like I'm paying $25 just for a burger and fries. So I'm just throwing that out there to give you guys an idea. And if you want that high end stuff, you're going to pay. It is very expensive to eat and drink out in Aruba. I'm gonna let you know that now.
And I think it was weird too, because some restaurants charge us in florins, which is their money, right? And most of them charge you American dollars. Like the price on the menu is American dollars, so it's like, oh, okay. But, yeah. So that's something to know.
In Palm Beach, they do have a great conversion system.
Yeah, they do.
When you're using your credit card and debit card,
right away, American money. Yes, okay.
And a lot of their places automatically, when they run your card and stuff, they might run it in florin, but it's going to convert it into U.S. dollars, so it all breaks even at the end of the day. You're not getting ripped off. It all just breaks even. So Palm Beach and the resort areas, Eagle Beach, they're pretty good with converting U.S. dollars to florin or florin to U.S. dollars here when you're using your credit card or debit card. Just a heads up.
But I would definitely say take some American cash out the ATM back at home, because they charged us $10 to take out our own money. And when I took out florins, they charged me $10, right?
Yeah.
So make sure you take out
$10 US.
Yeah, $10 US. So make sure you take out some money home first before you come here, or you're gonna pay $10 if you're okay with paying $10, because we trip off the little $3.50 the $3.50.
I wasn't okay paying $10 because
no, I'm saying, but $3.50 back home in the States, we like, really? But $10 here, you have no option, so you got to do it. You know what I mean? And his card didn't work at certain ATMs because it's not a MasterCard, right? What's your debit card? That's something to tell them.
Yeah, because they only use
around like
well, everybody know you have Discover, then you have MasterCard, you got Visa. These places here, if you got Discover, a lot of some of these places would not take Discover. You got to have Visa or MasterCard. So that's another thing. But I got plenty of cards and credit cards and stuff. So I got all of them. I have all of them. I have all of them. And some places will not take a Discover debit.
They won't. That's crazy. So I think that's about everything that I wanted to touch down, just to let people know, just to give you look, there goes the cat again. Just to give you a heads up. Oh, another thing that I didn't notice, that I noticed here, is that I didn't see mosquitoes. I ain't got bitten. Now we are super tan for sure, and we wore sunscreen, but I haven't seen a mosquito. We've seen bees.
I I really ain't seen no
haven't-
insects at all, no bugs.
Yeah, we've
anything
seen
out here.
like we had lizards even here at our Airbnb.
Now
like,
that's the thing. You're gonna see a whole, you're gonna see a lot of lizards.
But they're like baby
Iguanas.
lizards, yeah, iguanas. But they baby, but you'll see them. And like for us specifically at our place, by the pool, a lot in the rocks, we saw them. They were at night specific. Well, daytime and at night they would crawl on the walls and ceilings. But I mean, they only outside, so it freaked me out a little bit. But not him. He was okay with it. But that's
because they're not aggressive at all.
They are harmless, but still.
They're not gonna bother you at all because they more scared of you than you are of them. So
that's what he said.
They not aggressive. They see you. They getting out of your way. They
move fast.
They move fast. So it's not a big deal. Don't feed them though. If you get to feeding them, then they become a problem. You know, you feed them once and then it's like no point of return after that. So I recommend not to feed them. And let them just do their thing and you do your thing. You can might take a picture from a distance, but that's about it. They are totally harmless though.
Yeah, so I think that's about it. We talked about the rental when you touch down, the money, make sure you get your money out. The difference, how they convert the money is typically half American dollars. Just what to know about the Arubians versus the Venezuelans. They are different, but they look the same though. And no offense to anyone, but we're just saying what we noticed. Yeah, the food is a little pricey here in American dollars. Right. There's a difference between Palm Beach and Eagle Beach, which we experienced both. We actually went to one beach here. It was called Baby Beach, and we do recommend you go to Baby Beach. It's beautiful. Like, you have to just experience it. And the water is so salty.
And the natural pool. You guys got to go and see the natural pool. It's like the dopest thing probably on the island is the natural pool and the shipwreck. Just because it's the ocean, but it's a circle rock that has a pool. It's like a separate little pool, and the water is beautiful. So you guys might want to check that out too when you get here.
Yep. So I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this video up. Of course, this is boyfriend for those who might have not known, but this is boyfriend. But we just wanted to give you a few tips and tricks because even before we came, we YouTube videos just to see, but you still won't know until you actually experience it. But mostly everything that we did see and read about, it was pretty much what it was, right? So yeah, we enjoyed it. It was beautiful here. We definitely want to come back. We're gonna come back, but that's just a few of our tips and tricks that I thought that we should share with you guys. So I think that's about it, y'all. We getting ready to go do a little souvenir shopping because we leave today. Actually, we board at 4:10. So, and we're going all the way back to Indiana. So, yeah, that's it, y'all. We want to keep it kind of short as possible. Thank you for tuning in. If you stayed to watch this entire video, I really appreciate it. As always, y'all, hit that subscribe button, like and share. Comment down below if you have any questions that you may want answered. We can answer that for you. And as always, y'all, peace and blessings.